Greetings campers, welcome back to Farmeritaville. I'm Jake and today we are back at our favorite place, Halloween Horror Nights here at Universal Orlando Resorts. The sun is going down. I'm currently standing in the Stay and Scream area in the New York section of the park, and here in about 45 minutes they should be taking the bike racks down and letting us into the park as the sun sets. If you're new to the channel, thank you, welcome. Glad you're watching. Please subscribe and turn on that notification bell because every week we're posting new travel videos of fun and exciting stuff to do right here on Farmeritaville. So welcome to my second installment of Halloween Horror Nights. Let's jump into it. Right here, right off the bat, you can see them preparing the controller scare zone, bringing out pieces of that scare zone, plopping them down over there in the street. It's going to be a good night. So as we just saw, they are still bringing some pieces of the scare zone out into the park. So right now we are in what's called the Stay and Scream section. That is, if you have daytime tickets to the parks and then you have nighttime tickets for Halloween Horror Nights, you don't have to leave the park. There's just two different sections, one on each side of the park, where they have you corralled in. And so you scan your Horror Nights ticket and you get basically into this holding pen for a little while they clear out the park from all the daytime guests and while they set up stuff like scare zones and shows that happen around other areas of the park. And then right around 6:30, you're released and Horror Nights begins. The scare zones become active and all the scare actors come out and everything just kicks off. And I'm sure, I don't know how much the background music you can hear right now, but the background music will definitely change to be more scary Halloween Horror Nights music. And shortly thereafter, the sun goes down, and that's when it gets really exciting. And as tradition at Halloween Horror Nights, you gotta do some drinking. Halloween Horror Nights runs on alcohol. If you've never been to the event, there's alcohol everywhere. I'm pretty sure alcohol pays for the haunted houses. I don't know if that's true, but if someone told me, I would not doubt it for a second. So I've got a Sam Adams Oktoberfest to get in the spirit as the sun goes down.
I got the Finnegan's Gin and Tonic. It's got some raspberry situation in it, and it's delicious. Cheers!
While we're waiting for things to fully open up and the sun to go down, we're enjoying our drinks. We have our friends with us. You may know from the last video, Alo and J-Lo. And they're virgins. This is their first Halloween Horror Night. And we're meeting up with a couple other friends of ours who are on their way here after the walls come down, so to speak, and the event is fully open and everyone merges together. We'll meet up with them. And I think actually 6 people. This is the biggest group I've ever done Horror Nights with, so we're gonna have a lot of fun. Whoa, horror? Yeah, Horror Nights. What'd you think it was?
Never mind.
Sorry. I'm sorry, I promise. I'll make it up to you later. So right back there is the main entrance, and the people who are just coming in for Horror Nights that did not have to Stay and Scream, that's them waiting to get in. So one benefit to Stay and Scream, if you have it and you're here during the daytime, is not only that you get to avoid that crowd, but you also get early access. Right over here behind me, one of the haunts is open already, directly behind the camera. Over here to my left, there's a couple more open, so we could hop in line right now and kind of get early access to some of the haunts and get a head start on the night. And we're meeting up with some people, and we all have express passes, so we're gonna get through everything, I think, no problem. But that's just a tip. If you are planning on coming and you're doing the daytime stuff too, be aware of these things because they can help you out tremendously as far as making good use of your time. We met up with our friends. We have all reloaded. We have new beer. I got the Whole Hog Pumpkin Ale, which I enjoyed the last time I was here. It's very good if you like pumpkins or alcohol or Halloween. It's all perfect.
I got a souvenir cup. Apparently it lights up, but we'll show it again at night when you can see it.
Definitely cooler at night. He's getting high on life. Anyway, now we've all got drinks and we're gonna go head towards our first houses. So we're working our way over through the Hollywood area, and we will hit the haunts near Men in Black and the parade buildings.
I mean, brother's gonna be here.
The Terror Queen scare zone. I got some footage of this last time, but now it's daylight and you can kind of see more, so it's kind of cool. Tonight is already off to a much better start for me because I have friends with me and it's not pouring rain. If any of you watch my opening night video, the first 3 hours of opening night, it poured rain. Did y'all get got in the daytime? Broad daylight, y'all got.
Yay!
We saw him.
I was looking at a plant.
We were plant watching.
That's what attacked us, was a plant.
First house of the night, Beetlejuice. We are headed that way. Beetlejuice is a fun house. Beetlejuice is definitely the comedy gag house this year, and I think everybody's gonna enjoy it. Wife, what house are you most excited about?
Hell House!
Hill House. That's actually next.
Yes!
Ah! We ended Hill House in LA. We're gonna start with it in Florida. Well, right after Beetlejuice we are.
In the icon.
You've said Beetlejuice 3 times.
Oh shit.
Not in a row though.
Beetlejuice! Beetlejuice! Beetlejuice!
The queue line for this runs through the kids area. Curious George. I've never even been back here. I didn't know this existed. But this is where they're queuing us up for Beetlejuice, so here we are.
Like,
Amazing. The second one wasn't as good.
okay, so that's what I was wondering.
It was okay. It was.
This is
Beetlejuice! Still tons of fun. I love that house. It's a fun house. What'd you guys think?
yeah.
All right, yeah, gag house, definitely. Definitely the lighthearted house of the season, but I love it. Especially if you're a fan of the movie, you're gonna love it. House number 2, the Hilling of Haunt House, is up next, and Em, that's like your thing, right?
I'm super stoked. I can't wait to see the difference between this one and the one we did in California, because Haunting of Hill House was my favorite house in California, so I cannot wait to see how Orlando does it.
Yeah.
And when I came on opening night solo, this was the cream of the crop for me. This was definitely my favorite one, so I'm excited to see how they react to it and how Em reacts to it. It was good on the West Coast, but it was just different. Keep the truck nice. What y'all think?
Awesome.
It's like the show. Like,
That, yes.
Oh my god.
That was my favorite. That's still my favorite. We've only done 2 houses tonight, but that's still my favorite. Yes.
My face hurts. That was awesome. That was definitely longer than the California version of it, but that was awesome.
All right, spoiler alert on this next part, just in case you care. But yeah, what they had on both coasts, it was really heavy in that house, was scrim effects. You'd be walking down a hallway, and if you don't know what a scrim is a kind of fabric or a texture you can put on a window, where if it's lit from the front, it looks opaque, it looks completely solid. But if it's lit behind it, you can see right through it and see what's on the other side. So both here and in LA, they had some really, really cool scrim effects. And in this one, the bent neck lady was an animatronic that just dropped and you heard her neck snap right as she stopped at the bottom. And that was behind a scrim wall, so you're just walking down a hallway that's wallpapered, and then suddenly it blinks lights and you see her like that right through it. And it was one of the coolest effects and ways to work that character into the show. In California, they had something similar, not with the bent neck lady, but with the redhead ghost. And they had her behind a full-length hallway. It's probably 15 or 20 feet long, where the live actor could run up and down the entire hallway behind a scrim wall and light herself up. And yeah, just again, the special effects in this and the scares were top-notch. Some of the best I've seen at Halloween Horror Nights in a long time. We're going back through the Terror Queen scare zone. We're gonna go meet one of our friends. Did not get to meet Midnight Syndicate earlier, so we're swinging back up to the 5 and Dime to see Midnight Syndicate for their evening meet and greet. And I still love this scare zone. I do miss the jack-o'-lanterns in the trees like a lot of people do, but I love the veins and the glowing, throbbing tree. That was the most badass intro of a Hauntcast I've ever seen in my life. This is one thing I love about Universal that you don't get at any any standalone independent haunted house. There's not one chainsaw guy. There is one chainsaw horde. A dozen chainsaw people at once. And in large numbers, chainsaws are way cooler. I think we're witnessing a cast change, and so right now we've actually got double time the amount of actors out here. This is freaking awesome. Lights, camera, action was my favorite scare zone the first time around, and so far it still is. And the night is young. Cheerleaders and chainsaws, what's not to love? Looks like catering on this show kind of went to hell. Lights, camera, action is definitely my favorite scare zone, man, and they are on fire tonight. We're about to meet up with some friends of ours that live here in Orlando, so our party's gonna get bigger. There are storm clouds moving overhead, but the chance of rain is minimal, but the temperature is dropping. It feels like fall. There is a cool breeze in the air. And you never know who you're gonna run into at Halloween Horror Nights. Look at this.
Hi!
Wicked Growth Realm of the Pumpkin is our next house. Definitely unanimously voted to have the best entryway of all the houses. God damn, that was a good house. I love that house so much. Wicked Growth. You think the pumpkins at the beginning are good? Like, intensify that by 1,000.
Yes!
That's what it looks like the whole way through, and the scares are solid.
It's all original.
It was awesome!
Puppet Theater, captive audience, what'd y'all think?
That's my favorite one so far.
Favorite so far?
Yeah, favorite so far.
I liked it. There's a lot of unique stuff in there. It's not my favorite, but I liked it. Now I believe we're going to try to catch the next Nightmare Fuel show. I don't know if I can video in there. I don't think I can, but we'll see.
Wow.
We did not get into Nightmare Fuel because it is absolutely packed tonight. So we did the next best thing and we got in the beer line, which is much shorter, and we're gonna get some more beer. I think this time I'm gonna go with the Oktoberfest. All of the food and drink stands this year, very themed. They put these tents up and they theme the front and they look really great. Crypt TV Scare Zone. The Spaceballs Scare Zone. Keep up. I don't know what we did last, but we're headed into the Icon House now. What did we do? What was the last house we did?
Captive Audience, the puppet show.
Puppet show, yeah, that one was actually pretty good. That was cool, unique. We tried to do the Nightmare Fuel show, but it was packed. Like they said, you're waiting in line and you probably won't get in until the next show, which is in 2 hours away. We weren't gonna wait for it. And unfortunately, Express Pass doesn't work over there. We met up with a bunch of local friends from Florida here at the park. They don't have Express Passes with us, so they're kind of hanging waiting on us, but we've been hanging out with them, and now we are headed into the Icons house next, which Icons is pretty high on my list. I liked it a lot, and we'll just have to see who the champion is, who's on the throne this time. The Icon house was so icon-y, right?
Yes,
you're
very iconic.
You took my joke.
I think Aaron and I and Peyton probably be the only people that know most of the characters in there. But anyway, if you don't, watch more YouTube. Revenge of the Tooth Fairy. Oh my gosh, it's like walking through a living storybook. Like the whole, it starts out in 2D and then it goes 3D and then dentist drills and teeth, and if that's something that makes you squeamish, you wouldn't like that house. But it's definitely unique, and what I really loved is how it treated fairies in general. It really dove into the folklore. Fairies aren't friendly. Disney has made everyone think fairies are cute and cuddly, and they're not. Fairies are assholes. Just read your folklore. Fairies are not cool. And it really dug into that. And so why would you think the Tooth Fairy would be on your side? Anyway, I digress. It was a great haunt. I really enjoyed it. Probably not in my top list of favorites, but really original and well done. Next house, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Woo! And look, we got a group of rowdy Texans. We are all native Texans, so this better be good. That's all I'm saying.
Yeehaw!
You see that? Get ready. Chainsaw Massacre, loved it. It's really long. Really big house. The only element missing, the chainsaws weren't real. They were real loud, real effective, but not real. And the only thing that was missing was the smell, that iconic two-cycle, you know, engine oil, gasoline mixed smell. But other than that, it was a great show. Solid show. Bride of Frankenstein Lives is the next one. This is one of my favorites, definitely. Bride of Frankenstein, I loved it. Still one of my favorites. Tonight, I was in the back of the group, so I don't know if everyone else saw it. I kind of miss some actors. A lot of them miss me, but I don't care. I've been through that haunt more than any other one. I just love the story. It's a twisted love story. It's great.
Oh, it was actually pretty cool. I like the story a lot. Some of the actors got me.
It's one of M's favorites.
I still love it.
We just came out of Case Files Unearthed. I don't know, that's still a weird house, but it grew on me this time. I really liked.
I don't know what was going on.
I didn't get it till the end. At the end, I finally figured out what the shtick was.
Yeah.
So what's the stick?
The shtick is that you're digging through old files. So you start out going through files, and each file is a different weird case they never solved, and then you get to the end and you're at the files again. They don't really clarify that now.
Yeah, but what was weird about it was that the entire haunt has this like 1940s film noir thing going on, which is really cool and well done, but there's these story blurbs like on the wall in certain places, and they're all dated at some point in 1991. It's clearly the 1930s or 40s, like in a film noir set, but I mean,
the years stayed the same, or
yeah,
the year changed.
Yeah, so I mean, it was good though. Like it was good. It's you kind of, you know, trying to figure out what it's about, but really, there's some cool effects in there. I love the devil puppet. I love the guy with light beams shooting out of his eyes. That's cool. We're headed to our last haunt, which is Scary, Ohio. Once again, we're going through the Terror Queen scare zone, rather. And now the actors are out doing their shtick.
Back when they get skipping around.
Hey, it's my mother-in-law.
I love the light up veins and vines on the trees. I love how they interact with everything. Scary, Ohio, last house of the night. Here we go. Scary, Ohio, last house of the night. We're all kind of scratching our heads. We're not savvy enough in these Scary, Ohio folklore to know exactly what all that was supposed to be. I do know that I recognized a couple of characters from original haunts of the past, like Meets. I remember that from one year, and I guess all the rest of that was original. It wasn't bad. What a night, holy crap. We just got out of Nightmare Fuel, and I was the only one in our group who'd seen it, and I was a little kid in a candy store just looking left and right at my friends the whole time who were blown away. Em was blown away.
Having fire, yeah.
Her face looked like that the entire show, and it was...
Actually, it was this. There.
It was just as much fun to watch her and the rest of our friends as it was to watch the show, but that is definitely one of the best shows I've ever seen at Horror Nights. It's one of the best theme park shows for free as part of a seasonal event ever. Halloween Horror Nights Nightmare Fuel. If you get to this event this year, do not miss that show at all. Very, very good.
she'll get a show. She does that every time.
Lights, Camera, Action's still my favorite scare zone. The energy over here is so much higher, I think, than anywhere else. I love it. That wraps up our evening at Halloween Horror Nights. Tonight went by so fast. It was so crazy. Em was with me. It was her first time. We brought some other friends from Texas with us that have never been to the event, so it was their first time, not just this year, but ever, and they were blown away by it. And we rushed around to get to everything and see everything and do everything. And then we met up with some local friends of ours from Orlando here. So we had a lot of fun just kind of catching up and hanging out with friends, and it was just a whirlwind. We will be back tomorrow night as well, so there's going to be more footage to come and more than my haunted house reviews. You guys have got those. So tomorrow I'm going to explore some other aspects of Halloween Horror Nights. Thank y'all for watching this channel. If I haven't asked you already, please like, subscribe, and turn on those notification bells, because we're going out doing stuff every week. And that's our motto, go do stuff. You only live once, so get out there and have fun, enjoy it. And if you can't, I hope you've enjoyed coming along with us. We're gonna keep it up right here in Farmeritaville. Y'all, thank you for watching.